Sports has a long history of being able to bring countries together that, are not seeing eye to eye. I think the way we look at it is we are creating something on the African continent that will allow a kid to dream about achieving their highest level of basketball on the African continent without having to leave. That being said, the highest level talent globally will go to the place that will allow them to, showcase their talent at the highest level. So if that means talent goes to the NBA, or talent goes to EuroLeague, or talent goes to play, anywhere in the world, we think that's fantastic. That's great for these players to be able to use their God-given talent to progress their lives forward. What we want to do, however, is to create another high-level location for that talent to flow. And we want that talent to be, primarily showcasing African talent and to be able to grow and develop that talent. But it also provides a two-way flow of talent to where you now have great players who are coming to play in the BAL, coming to Africa from Europe and from the US. South Sudan, from a national team standpoint, is, and it's, I remember the first time that I went to South Sudan, and this was actually before it gained its independence. And, seeing the population there, and just, we said to ourselves, if we're able to, help grow the sport here, develop it, this is going to be one of the top countries, not just in Africa, but globally, for basketball. And, here's an example of, how that has now happened with the dedication of one of our ambassadors, Deng, who, came from South Sudan, was a refugee in Egypt, learned to play the game there, went to the US, played in the NBA, was an all-star, and when he retired, he took it upon himself to go back home. He became president of the federation, and, took this team on. And to the point that, even in certain situations, he actually coached them, and to get to where they've gotten to, and to, have been, within a point or so away from beating the US. It's just a great testament to, what that kind of dedication, means for the African continent. So South Sudan is definitely one to watch. The continent is just, full of talent. So if you look at the North African teams, if you look at Angola with Petro de Luanda, who won last year's BAL championship, so these are all teams that, you should be looking carefully at. We, are a Pan-African league, and so we, play games in, countries all over the continent. And, at the end of the day, every country has their domestic policies, they have their foreign policies, but we have to operate in a way that really is for the benefit of the people. The sport of basketball, the brand of the NBA, the brand of the BAL is really about bringing people together and, really working, with governments for the good of their people, and we bring those values, into it. So just because, two countries may not see eye to eye on any specific issue doesn't mean that they can't, field teams that, compete on the court. And to a certain degree, sports has a long history of being able to bring countries together that, are not seeing eye to eye. It's really not about politics for us. It's important that we stay focused on engaging with people.